Journaling is diary writing. आपकी personal diary होती है. You just go like how as kids we used to dear diary entries. So that is journaling. The term for it is journaling. You write your feelings, your thoughts, your dreams, your hopes, whatever has made you happy, whatever has made you sad. That's your journal. That's your personal diary. So one of the offshoots of a personal diary is gratitude journal. Gratitude is being thankful for something. So in your gratitude journey, you can choose the number of items. It can be one, it can be three, it can be five, whatever is convenient for you. You write certain amount of things that you're grateful for in that particular day.
Hello everyone, I am Jitendra Singh, banker turned entrepreneur and author of the book Perfect Mastering the Art of Selling. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs and more. Today I have with me Miss Ira Singh. She is the owner and face behind the brand The Souvenir Called Life. A souvenir means a thing that is kept as a reminder of person, place or event. She feels in her journey of life memories are what we leave to remember us by. She viewed her memories, experiences, and journey as a souvenir. That's the story behind her brand. So she wanted to cherish all these memories, moments in her life that made her smile. She wanted a safe place to vent and cry as well. Also, she wanted a space to grow and gain clarity. When she started to search for a way, she got introduction to creative journaling or junk journaling as it is popularly called these days. She got hooked and began a new journey. She is a self-taught journal maker and crafter. She volunteered into journal making in 2017 and has been doing this ever since. She loves creating special journals that would hold your most cherished moments for the next generations to come. She specializes in extraordinary baby journals, travel journals, and writing journals. Why extraordinary? Because each journal is made by hand, one page at a time. So you get something one of its kind, something no one else has. She ventured into home decor products this year when she was looking for dog themed decor to add to her home and did not find anything she liked. She ended up designing a collection that she is sharing with her clients. So, if anyone is looking for fun and quirky items for their home, they can contact her. She also works a lot for street animals as part of her earning from her businesses, goes into treatment, feeding and vaccination of these stray animals. Today she will be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome Ira, the platform is open and now over to you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Sure, and looking forward to have a wonderful discussion with you today. So, if I talk about you as a person, so how did your past life has affected you, and how what you wanted to be in your life, or what career you want to choose in your life, and what you are doing exactly?
So I have been raised by a single parent. My mother has raised me and my brother, and I have seen adversity very, very early in life. So when people were, just getting out of school and into colleges, I had seen the adversity of running our own household. We had bills to pay. Me and my brother both contributed towards that. So that the entire experience of, learning to make my own money at that age, it taught me how to stand strong in face of adversity. It taught me how to have faith in myself, have, belief in myself. And it strengthened me in a way that nothing and no other life experience could have, because my mother, she was running a paying guest accommodation. I used to help her with that. My brother took a job right early, after his 12th standard. So I learned very differently. I learned life lessons very differently. So from there, I went on to do my graduation and post-graduation. I did an MBA in finance and got placed with HDFC Bank. I worked there for 5 years, and I've done sales, I've done operations both. And it was a very good experience, but it was not something that was very, very challenging, or it was not making me very happy. I was not feeling fulfilled at all. So I stopped that, 5 years into it, I knew that I wanted to do something different. And I had always had a creative side. Even as a child, I used to go for art classes. I used to have that inclination towards art. So 5 years into that, I thought, okay, maybe I just take a break, see where life takes me. And if it works out, if it doesn't work out, then I can always go back to the corporate job. I had my degree to fall back. So that happened. So that's how I suddenly stumbled upon journal making. I saw journals online and I saw what people were doing, and that was something that interested me a lot. So I learned the craft by myself. I learned through video tutorials and by doing my by myself. There was a lot of hit and trial initially, but I went through that whole.
Right. That's really great. Like when you were growing, you had any kind of thoughts related to what career choices you want to pick up in your life?
When I was growing up, I actually did not have that much clarity in life because, again, the circumstances in my life were different from, I would say, normal or other people. But I had thought that I wanted to be a dietitian, so that's why I took my graduation in home science. That's what you do. If you want to become a dietitian, you do your master's in home science, and then that's the way forward. But
Right.
1 year into it, I knew that I did not want to do home science because it was sort of, again, science was something I was not connecting to. I have a more arty brain, so to speak. So I went for my specialization in human development. In that, we learn about early childhood education, children with special needs. All of these experiences got me to visit NGOs. They got me to see the importance of outreach and giving back to the community as well. So that is something that I learned very early in life. I was not able to do anything with that, but now I have brought that back in my life, giving back to the community. So coming back to your question, I did not have a very clear idea, but with the finance degree, I did thought it is the safe fallback option that it's a good bank. I mean, a banker's job is a middle class family job, right?
Yeah.
So, but I was not very happy with it, and I thought that I cannot do this my entire life. I have to change this. So,
Every
so that's
banker
why I
have
thought.
every banker have these type of thoughts these days. I've been a banker. I know this thing. So
Oh, absolutely.
so if I talk about things you are passionate about in your life, what are those things?
Two things I am very passionate about: being creative and making a difference. So I do the first by my work, through my work. I have my own creative business now where I make journals, I make home decor products, and that not only gives me outlet for creativity, but it's a source of income for me as well. And making a difference is the second aspect to it, where whatever money I make, portion of it now goes towards caring for my community animals. I've been very active in my own area by neutering vaccinations, and all of this costs money. So whatever I earn, I put a portion of it in that.
Great. That's really wonderful that you are working on both aspects. One is your own self, and other is like helping someone who cannot help themselves personally. They stray animals. So that's really wonderful to know about you, your perspective with life. Really wonderful. So now, if I talk about your work and experiences, how was your career with banking, and how you started your journey as an entrepreneur, and what you are doing these days?
So, my career with banking, it was challenging. That is one word, definitely. But it also made me learn a lot because I have worked in different areas in the short 5 span years that I was there. I worked with corporates because I was into corporate salary accounts initially. After that, I moved into personal banking. So I worked with individuals, helping them with their banking needs, and that was a sales profile. So after that, I moved into the operations part. The people who used to be behind the counters doing the service, and that was a very, very, very learning experience because you learn to interact with people because you're interacting. And I was, by God's grace, I was placed in a very big branch in Faridabad. That was the biggest branch that they had. So the footfall was a lot. So you get to interact with people of all walks of life. So on an average, you're interacting with 50, 60 people in a day. That gives you a life experience and a perspective that, formal education probably can't. But as I've shared, that I was not very, very happy with it. Also, I had a personal tragedy in 2017. Yeah. 16, 17 was a very difficult time for me personally. So I thought that this is the only life that I have, and I need to make the most of it. I cannot go through life not being happy about 12 hours of my day. I'm not saying anything bad about banking. I know people who've been working there for years and decades. They have made good careers out of them. It's basically about what clicks with the other person and what doesn't click with you. I never had that sales perspective. I was never happy with my sales job. And being in banking, you have to do a lot of sales in operations as well. So that gave me the push that I need to probably, challenge myself. And I go back to that, upbringing that I had, that my mom always taught me that you can always earn money if you work hard for it. It's not something that is out of reach. She's taught me that, I experienced that. So with that faith and, with that strength, I moved forward. I took this leap of faith. I learned everything by myself. I've not done any formal courses or anything, because the only help I would say I had initially was from my art classes that I used to take as a child in class 7, 8, probably. I did not take them after that. But I had a very good art teacher. She taught me how to mix colors and how to do brush strokes and make, the techniques. She taught me how to be patient, because art is something you cannot rush. It has to be a very patient, and it has to be a very finesse has to be there. So
Right.
so I tapped into all of that, and I took that leap of faith, and I started this business. And I was very surprised, because initially I was promoting only through Facebook groups and Instagram. People trusted my work. With whatever little experience that I had, they trusted my work, and they started giving me orders, and then I built up from that. And I have actually learned on the job. I am one of those people who has learned on the job, because with every journal that I make, I got better. So 5 years of doing this, now I proudly say that I make journals like nobody else does in India. I do the kind of work that nobody else is currently doing in the country. So that's been a very, very fulfilling journey.
Great. That's really wonderful that you are doing something different and also getting paid to it properly, appropriately, whatever. So that is really important. Like following passion and getting paid. Wonderful thing.
Yes.
If I talk about your vision, mission, and goal in life for next 5 to 10 years from now, what is that?
Vision and mission. I don't have the corporate setup of a corporate, I am just a single person who's running all the things, the entire enterprise by myself. But my vision is clear in one thing, that all my handmade products are made from scratch. They are made by hand, and they're nurtured with a piece of my heart and soul. This is something you will find common with every artist, and it may sound cliche after a point, but when I make something, it takes me probably weeks and days to design something, and from my head to the physical aspect of it. That's a journey I cannot put it in words, but that's the nurturing that I'm talking about. I do want to keep that creative, aspect of my products to it. I also want to, through my products, inculcate the joy in the experience of the product in the people who are using them.
Right.
For example, if I talk about the fridge magnets that I've recently started, and I did launch, I had a very successful launch a couple of weeks back with pet themed fridge magnets. People are really, really, passionate about their pets, and now they have something on the fridge that reminds them about their pets, and they're grateful for that. And I am a part in that journey, in that emotion. So that is my vision, to be a part of somebody's life to that intricacy. And goals in life, well, I would say there are two things that I would want to do. Professionally, I want to be contributor in the people's journey of life, and that's what I have built on, because when I see the journals that I've made, that they have filled, and now they give it to their children. I started making in 2017. Some of these children have grown up, understand enough what a journal is, and what their mothers have kept, like right from their first tooth. Some of the people have preserved their first tooth, a lock of hair, and a piece of their clothing from that time in those journals. So all of that, when it comes back to you, that is something I'm really, really proud of, and that's something I endeavor to do. Secondly, I do want to put it out there that people should understand that the importance of time that they have spent with their family, their loved ones, and they should experience that gratitude. Because personally speaking, when I see into my journals, like dating back to 5 years, 10 years, I experience such a thrill when I see that five years ago, this is what had happened on that day.
Right.
And you relive that memory. It comes back like that. So that joy, I want to be a part of that. That is what the brand, the Souvenir Called life is about. Create souvenirs out of your life. And one personal goal that I do have is to establish a strong community for animal welfare. I've already started work in that perspective. I do have people who work with me now. We don't have a formal organization, but we do work with animals in and around our area. Earlier, I could only work with my own society. Now we go above and beyond that. We've expanded a little. We help animals who have had accidents. I've helped animals. Last year, I helped rescue a dog from an abusive family. Then we helped a paralyzed dog, and he was able to walk after that with all the treatment that we put in. And we don't just put in money; we put in a lot of time and effort because me and my husband both we are involved in this. So he and I used to go and do the therapy, like whatever muscle therapy and everything the doctor taught us. And within a month, that paralyzed dog started walking again. So that is something I want to keep experiencing these kind of miracles, and I want to build a community of people who share this passion with me. That's a
Right.
long-term goal that I have.
Really wonderful, because this activity require more time as compared to money. Money is also required, but time is the ultimate thing which is required. You have to be there. You have to on streets find these dogs who are facing any kind of problem, maybe illness. So that requires huge time, patience. Really heads off. So if
An
I talk,
everyday commitment.
yes,
You cannot, like, for example, if I'm feeding the dogs, so they're dependent on me for the food. So it's an everyday commitment that you have to cook their food, you have to go them, feed them, look after them. It's an everyday thing, but it is very, very fulfilling.
right, that's really wonderful. So, if I talk about things like most important life lessons you have learned in your personal and professional journey so far, so what are those things?
I have a few because I've had a very interesting life. So one thing, and that is something that I've learned in the past couple of years, especially, is that every small step in the right direction it counts. Do not sit back. Do not wait for the right time to do things. Just start doing it. Something small for your goal every single day. Another thing that I've already shared with you, you can make money if you work for it. I am not scared of not having money anymore because I've seen that time in my life when my mom had to pay the mortgage amount was 14,000 rupees and her salary was 13,500 rupees. And then we had our expenses, my school fees, my brother's school fees, and obviously the household expenses. But we worked our way through it. We found, and God actually helps those who help themselves because then वो कहते हैं ना जरिए खुलते जाते हैं कहीं ना कहीं से so that happened with us. I have witnessed miracles, so do not lose faith. And one of the biggest lessons that I live by every single day is that there is always something to be grateful for on the hardest of days. And this is something which I have inculcated in myself through my gratitude journaling. It is a practice where I write about what I'm grateful for every single day. I do this. I have been doing this for the past 3 years regularly, and it has given me a new perspective on the hardest of days when you are just down and you do not know that इससे बुरा दिन नहीं हो सकता था. You have that. But then before I go to sleep, I write down at least 3 things or 5 things that I'm grateful for. I go to bed with this perspective that no, it's fine. I can do this and it will, this too shall pass. Wala emotion, it comes very, very quick.
Correct. So that's really important, because everything has its own meaning. And when we talk about things around us, we always see things in one perspective. Sometimes they are having multiple perspective also. And when we talk about being grateful about the things we have, so we always miss on that part. We must not. We should always be thankful, and that is how we can take things forward. And also, you were talking about journaling, so and prominently gratitude journaling. So I would like to talk more onto it. What exactly is gratitude journaling and how it works? And before that, for our audience who don't know what exactly journaling is, you need to share some points on that as well.
Right. So I'll start with the second part of your question. What exactly is journaling? Journaling is diary writing. आपकी personal diary होती है. You just go, like, how as kids used to dear diary entries. So that is journaling. The term for it is journaling. You write your feelings, your thoughts, your dreams, your hopes, whatever has made you happy, whatever has made you sad. That's your journal. That's your personal life. So one of the offshoots of a personal diary is gratitude journal. Gratitude is being thankful for something. So in your gratitude journey, you can choose the number of items. It can be 1, it can be 3, it can be 5, whatever is convenient for you. you write certain amount of things that you're grateful for in that particular day. So if you ask me, in this moment, I am grateful for both my dogs. I'm grateful for the sun because that's a life form. That's the basis of life form on our planet. And I'm very, very grateful for the water because yesterday we had a water cut, and one day without water will tell you how important it is.
Right.
Right. So there are days when we have certain days are bad, certain days are good. On the days that are good, you as a journaler, I have experienced that there is very little to write about because you're filled with all this energy that you don't want to share, you can't write. But on the days that are bad, you can fill pages and pages and pages. कि इसने मुझे ये कह दिया, उसके बाद ये हो गया, उसके बाद मुझे इतना hurt हो गया. The whole process will take a long time. So grief is something that you do not overcome very easily. So gratitude journaling is one very important tool that has given me sanity in life. It has given me a hold in my life where I talk about every day. Before I go to bed as a practice, I will write three things that I'm grateful. I have a separate journal for it. One of the tools, there was a time I was not even able to use my journal because you get into those zones जहाँ से you can't write. I used to have a gratitude jar. Because what I did was I just kept one jar, normal glass jar, कैसा भी आपके पास कोई bottle है, कुछ भी you can use anything like that, and you can simply just take a piece of paper, write whatever you have, whatever you're grateful for, to put it in the jar on a piece of paper. These small tools and small things that I have done, they don't let me go to bed sad or defeated. I wake up with hope. I wake up with a new perspective. I wake up with gratitude. I go to bed with gratitude, and that feeling, it remains with me throughout the next day.
Right. And also, when you start writing, like gratitude part, most importantly, we can write about anything, like whatever has happened during the day. We can write about good thing, bad thing, whatever. But when we start writing gratitude thing, especially, so things automatically start to transform in a positive way.
Yes.
That is the
because
wonderful.
because then you start looking at life in a very different way. It gives you a very different perspective. It makes you appreciate people more. It makes you appreciate your surroundings more. People who are having troubles in their relationships, they have done wonders with gratitude journaling towards each other, because this was an experiment done by a psychologist. I'm not sure of the study where it is, but I did read about it when I started this practice, and that was the time that I read that the couple, every day they wrote and they told each other one thing they were grateful for about each other. So their relationship really improved, and this can be applied to any relationship, any perspective of your life.
Correct. And what happens is when you give some good vibes to the universe, you get the same in return as well. So whatever we give,
Absolutely,
that reciprocate back to us. So that is
Absolutely.
really wonderful aspect of writing, especially the gratitude writing. And that can create two ways positive impact. One is through your thoughts. You be more positive in your thoughts, your whatever you do in your deeds. And also when you start writing this, that creates a positive impact in terms of returns as well. So always be always have gratitude, and always write about gratitude, give gratitude. So always thank everything, whatever you have. So onto it further. So what are the different tools we can use to maximize the benefit of gratitude journaling?
So one thing is the gratitude journal and it can be any sort of notebook, diary. It can be a small, which is the size or anything. It depends on you. I do sell these as well. So if anybody is fingering them, I can make it for you. But if you don't want to invest, you can just start with a simple note and just need to keep it right beside the place that you sleep, so that you have access to it before you sleep. Keep a nice good pen with it, so that you don't run around रात को कि अच्छा pen नहीं है, आज नहीं लिख रहे, and keep everything ready. One of the experiences that I have is if it is something which attracts you, like if it's a beautiful cover or the pages are beautiful, you will be more focused on doing. That's something that I've experienced myself. That's how I brought in the concept of gratitude journals specifically in my store. Otherwise, I was not taking them earlier. I experienced it, so I thought I will definitely share it with my clients as well. And Another tool is a gratitude jar. All of these things are simple, and you can make them yourself. You do not need to invest a lot of money into it. You can just take any simple jar that you have in your home, small pieces of paper, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, small post-its that are available. That will also work. At the end of the day, just write whatever it is that you're grateful for and put it in the jar. At the end of one month, when you open the jar and you read it, you have a month full of gratitude. If you do this for a year, you have a year full of gratitude. Imagine the feeling at the end of one year that every day there was something good happening in your life. And that is such a powerful emotion to have and to experience in one's life. That we बहुत easily हम बोल देते हैं कि अच्छा दिन बिल्कुल बेकार था, ये साल तो बिल्कुल बेकार गया, nothing good happened for me. A lot of good did happen. You had people beside you when you needed them. You had food to eat. You had water to drink. You have home where you live. You have access to electricity. You have access to so many comforts in life that so many people are deprived of. And forget comforts, you have a fully functioning body. आप अपने पैरों पे चल पा रहे हो. You can do things by yourself. I think that is a big thing to be grateful for.
Right. That's really a wonderful one. And also, you rightly pointed out the creativity really work well. Like you are designing journals, people can design themselves as well. And if you use creative things, you see them, you like inclined to do things realistically. More importantly, that helps you to be on that journey regular basis. And also, you can use colorful paper themes,
Yes.
and also you can use a glitter pen or something like that as well.
Absolutely.
So coming back to you again, if I talk about you as a person, are you an introvert or an extrovert kind of a person while meeting people or facing audiences? And what do you feel like the plus or minus of the same is?
I am what you call is an omnivert. I am open with specific set of people. It takes me a lot of time to open up to people, but once I'm open with them, then I'm open with them. Then I don't have to, pull myself back. But it takes me a lot of time, and I don't trust people that easily. So, and for the second part of your question, as an entrepreneur, this is not a good thing to have. You need to be more outspoken, and you need to have those networking skills. And because networking in businesses is very, very important. You have to go out, you have to meet people, you have to be able to talk about your work. So that's one of the reasons I agreed to this interview also. This is one of the things I'm working on. I thought this will give me a good platform to, come out of my shell. So thank you for the opportunity to allow me to do that.
Sure, and that's really important because you rightly pointed out, as a business person, you need to go out and interact with many people, and for various purposes like sales and business generation is one part. But apart from that, also you need to interact with people for other purposes as well. You need to do hiring, you need to do licensing, so many activities involved.
Exactly.
So, if I talk about the kind of support you got in your journey, who were the people supported you the most?
When I started my entrepreneurial journey, initially I had support of two people, my husband Ashutosh and my best friend Raman. Raman has been with me from day one. Ever since this business has started, she has been with me. Whether it is designing, whether it is giving ideas, and whether it is, supporting me through orders, she has done that. She has held my back. She has promoted me. She speaks about me to different people. She has been my cheerleader, right, putting me, right out there in front of other people. My husband, because I was coming out of something very difficult, he told me that you need to be happy. So find what makes you happy. I will do whatever it is necessary to make that happen. Initially, he put in a lot of investment financially as well, because I was starting a business and needs a lot of money because you need raw materials, you need tools to do everything. So, right from something expensive or something small, he put in a chunk of the first chunk of money was his. Along with that, he has always been supportive by going with me to wholesale markets. You find me a man who is happily going shopping with his wife. He used to go with me, and he used to not only brainstorm ideas with me, but also find, good raw materials and good sources. And it's a very small thing, but he used to bring everything back, carry stuff for me. I can't, I could not have done this without him. He has been with me. He has literally dubbed the load from the day one. And as time built, I say this today, and this is something I've been very, very, outspoken about in the year 2023, specifically because it's been 5 years of doing this now. I have had the biggest support of women in my, as my clients. I have built this business on the shoulders of women who have shown me unshakable faith. They did not know me as a brand back then when I had made one or two journals. Still, they, instilled that faith in me. They gave me orders and they made sure that they talked good about it after that. So, very, very good clients that I've had. I say this all the time. My clients are my rock stars. They have shown the kind of faith and love I've gotten from people. Now, random strangers just coming up to you and telling you that oh my god, I loved it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And the excitement you see and you hear on the messages, that is unbelievable. And one person who has always had my back is me. I, I have had faith in myself that yes, I can do this. I go through the process, but I do come out of it, with the faith and with the strength that yes, this is my brand and I can do it. And I have been doing that for 5 years now.
Great.
My family has also been really, really supportive. They, like I said, you cannot be wherever you go, you cannot be without leaving your roots. So they have been supportive. They talk about my products in their circles. They are also, customers of mine now because they keep ordering, because they keep gifting from my store. So yeah.
Right, that's really wonderful. And customers, you rightly pointed out. And I think the kind of product you are selling must be younger generation following your products. They would be loving your products. So, and also sometimes what happens is we ignore our own support in some way. So we always see that a positive sign that we are also supporting our own self. So that is the thing which is making us strong. And rightly and importantly, you pointed out this thing. So if I talk about the kind of motivation and inspiration in your life, what are the ways you get your motivation and inspiration from?
Motivation and inspiration. The recent inspiration for my pet products product line came from my own pets because I have two dogs and I was asked a lot of times that, why don't you do dog themed products? Why don't you do dog themed products? So keeping them in mind, keeping what stuff I would like, so I designed an entire line about that. Similarly, motivation for my journals comes from my own thought processes in terms of like recently I've done a Harry Potter themed journal. So it's all about magic and spells and the research that I put into it. So and one of the things that has come up in creating beautiful products is that my clients demand it. When you do a lot of custom work like I do, so people come up with the most I would say quirky and different things that they want in their journal, like to be incorporated. I just need that one thing, and from there I'll take it. So I have been blessed with creative clients also.
Great. So they give you idea what exactly they ask, they require.
Like somebody just gave me an outline that I need a journal about magic. It should be spooky, but it should not be creepy. So that's the journal I came up with Harry Potter. I included witches and I included spells and all sorts of things. So that was there. And then one lady, she wanted bigger size. I had not worked with A4 size journals. Nobody in India does make A4 size journals other than me, but I made that for her. And I incorporated themes right from yoga to reading to Van Gogh to art to Victorian styles, everything that was there.
So apart from designing, you do content writing as well. So if I talk about your take on success, what do you think success is to you?
Success to me is there are two aspects to it. One is the intangible aspect, and one is the tangible aspect.
Right.
Speaking of the intangible aspect, it is the messages that I get from my clients after they receive the parcels and they open it. And then I get either video calls from them, or I get messages, or now I get voice recordings. And I get to hear all that excitement and love for my work from practically strangers. I've just interacted with the person 2, 3, 5 times. That's it. They tell me what they want, I make it, and that's the extent of the conversation, right? But hearing that appreciation from those people, that is something nothing can measure up to. It just cannot. I don't have words for it. The parameters and the milestones in success, they keep changing because I set out some goals for myself that this is what I have to do. For example, the A4 size that I talked about, that was a creative success for me. I did not know when I started if I would be able to pull it off, but then I did, and then I got better at. So that's the intangible aspect of it, the creative and the feedback. The tangible aspect of success is definitely monetary. Money has to come because at the end of the day, I am running a business and I make one of a kind products. I make custom made products because that's what people come to me for. They don't come for off the shelf kind of a thing. They want something made specifically for them, which resonates with them. So I am not shy of charging the amount that I feel worthy of that product because not only raw materials, not only products, not only tools are used to make these books, a piece of my heart and soul goes into every single journal that I make and hours of labor.
True.
So I am not shy of charging money for that. So if I'm talking about success, it has to be monetary. The business has to bring in profits, and it has to be able to pay for itself. Not that I keep putting money and then it is not coming out. It should be able to do that.
Right. And you really pointed out well, like whatever you do, and if you follow your passion, you really enjoy the work. And when you enjoy the work, the creativity comes from within that creates an impact. And customers who are following your work, who are coming to you, they also kind of are creative from inside. Might possibly they are not able to design that, or might possibly
Right.
the product which is required would not be available to them, so they are coming up with their idea so that they can have exclusive something for their own self which can give them gratification. So that is really wonderful thing. And I must say, the work you are doing, if you are doing it and you are getting paid well, you really enjoy doing it also. Otherwise, you
Absolutely.
would also lose your interest in doing it. Right. So
True,
any
true, true, true.
message, advice you would like to share with our viewers and audience?
This is going to sound a little preachy, but I will say it nevertheless that believe in yourself. Life is just too short to sulk. Go on that vacation, eat that cake, buy that dress. Do not hold back on these things. But build memories with these things. Do not leave your life. Matlab, don't just while it away. Make something out of it. And then definitely come to us for documenting these memories. I
Right.
will do that for you. And
Not for free.
I feel that that is perfect.
Yes.
I do believe that life is a souvenir every day is a blessing. It should be enjoyed. It should be documented like that.
Correct. There are so many memories. We always cherish them. So why not to
Right.
have them in properly documented or maybe written on a journal by your own
Right.
self,
And
and that too on a wonderful journal which looks good and have good memories as well.
right. And just to add to one more thing, I do want to say and share it with all people that please find a cause that you associate yourself with. Anything. Like I have associated myself with animals because that is something that was inculcated with me from my childhood. Do something for the community. Give back. The joy that you will experience from giving back, whatever is your cause. Because I know people who are cleaning Himalayas. I know people who are working with sex workers. I know people who are working with small children. I know people who are working with domestic violence, women who have been abused. There is so much to do in the country. There is so much to do in the society. People need help everywhere. Whatever you can do, whatever. You decide your limitations, but give back. That is a joy, that is a feeling, that is a aspect of life that will change your life in a way that nothing else can.
True. So there are so many things around us happening daily. So we can pick up anything which resonates with us. Could be teaching to street people, could be like helping them in terms of career development, job related things, anything, whatever you feel like you can do. There are so many things to do.
Right. Even giving food to people who are hungry. That's the easiest way to help somebody else. If you take the responsibility of feeding one human every day, there are elderly people who need food, and these days it is quite easy because you have organizations in place who can help you. You don't have to search for stuff. But give back. It's a wonderful feeling.
Right, and there are so simple things you can do on daily basis. Like you rightly pointed out, food is one thing. So we use clothes, which sometimes we wear after that, like for that period. We don't use them for like many years. They are lying in their wardrobe itself. So we can collect them from our family. We can collect these type of similar clothes from the society. We can start distributing these to people who need them actually. So that
Yes.
could be a thing which we can do. We have like additional thing which we don't use, could be books, copies. We can share these with people who are not like able to buy these things. So simple thing, small thing, we can do wonders in life of many people.
Yes.
We need to start this. So it was
Yes.
really wonderful having you here today. You have shared so many amazing things, insights about so many like things you are doing, and also most importantly, you have shared your journey, how you started your career, what all you did, what all you are doing now to support stray animals. This is really wonderful. Looking forward to hear more from you again soon. Maybe we can talk about stray animals or maybe other topics. Definitely would love
Definitely.
hear more from you soon again. Thank you so much, Hera, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I had a wonderful time.
And also, I will share your social media links so that people can see your work and be connected with you. So, guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much, everyone, for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you, and bye bye.